Well, hello everyone. It is day 2 of a Very Wordy Holidays, December the 2nd. Hope you're having a great time. Our next game in the rotation is Quordle, an old favorite on this channel to be sure. I imagine it's going to make a lot of people happy to see it back. So you know what? Let's give ourselves a bit of a challenge. Let's start with the word happy. As much as it's not the kind of word you'd want to start with, but let's make things interesting. Happy gets us actually a little bit on each board. All right. Let's go with the word store. Let's go now with some more conventional items, words. Store gets us a little bit more. That's great. Let's go with the word build. Happy store, build. And there we go. So we are making some progress here in a good way. So now what I'm wondering to myself is, do we go with a 4-word opener? Or do we find some places that would make sense to try to attack the puzzles? I'm looking at the third puzzle here with the S, L, and Y in position. Now, here's what gives me reason to believe I know the answer. The clue is that we have exhausted the A, E, I, O, and U. So I don't think you have 4 consonants here before the Y, which leads me to believe you've got a double Y. The only thing I can think of that completely fits that bill is slyly. And I know I've seen that before in Wordle and Quordle, so I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and go with slyly, and there it is. Okay, so we got a nice little start here. Now, looking over at the first puzzle, I see L and O in position. I see A and T out of position. The T is not very likely going to be in the front, so it looks like I have an L-O-A-T kind of situation. Now, for that, you could have gloat or float right off the bat, so it's a 50-50. I think I'm going to stick to looking at the other puzzles before we move forward there. On my second puzzle, I have I and E in position and P and R out of position. This is another situation where it's probably going to be R-I-P-E at the end. And with that one, gripe is really about the only thing that makes sense here. So I think it is safe to go ahead and put gripe in. And no, it's not. Look at that. But okay, we know that the P is in the front, so it's P-R-I blank E. So that could be prime, that could be prize, that could be price. We have a lot here, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. So going back to float, or float, or what was the other one in the 50-50 there? Actually, did we not? We have float, and we have gloat, but we tested the G. That's right. So we know. With a lot of confidence here that we have float. So I'm going to go with it. And oh, look at that. Boy, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have luck at all. Well, it's not float. It's aloft. We have to transpose that A and the F. Since we're going to have to enter that word to solve the Quordle, we'll go ahead. Now we have a bit of a problem, you might suggest. We have 2 guesses left, but we have 2 puzzles to solve. And boy, look at the dilemma we have here. We have a number of possibilities again with P-R-I blank E. We have prize. We have prime. We have price, prime, and prize. All possibilities there. On the lower, the fourth puzzle here. We have an H in position, an I and a T out of position. I have a very strong feeling on this one. I think the answer is going to be hitch on this because there's not a lot of consonants that are unused that really fit here. So I feel like no matter what I do, I'm going to have to take some chances. Now, if it is hitch and we don't get the C light up on the second puzzle, we'll at least have a 50-50 to sweat, right? So I think that's about as reasonable as you can get. So we're going to take a lot of chances here. We're going to go with hitch. Is the answer hitch? Yes, it is. Oh, and look at that. It's a holiday gift very early. The C lights up on that second puzzle, giving us the answer of obviously the word price. So here we go. We already know the outcome here. Is the answer price? Yes, it is. All right. Wow. Okay, that was right down to the wire, as they say. But there we go. A successful first Quordle for a very wordy holiday. I hope you enjoyed that. Just quickly to ask, if you enjoy this content, please, if you've not done so already, please throw us a subscribe. We appreciate it. And once again, I'll ask you to come on back tomorrow for not just the Daily Wordle, but more of a very wordy holiday.